Alrighty, lads, chaps and gentlemen, we're up in the boat. Had a wee bit of a tidy, just putting things up out of the way. This carpet and underlay needs to come up so we can get to the inspection boards. But today the focus is these bolts, or these nuts on these two big bolts here. So they might be the original. I'm going to make the assumption. They were being a bit weird, isn't it? This colour. Let's try that. It's a bit better. So there's only two, right, for this false bow stem. So you can see up there where this has to be the stem post. So this bolt is quite a large bolt. And I'll put related video tag will be we ups on the Slipway, and I do a walk around the whole of the boat and I'll show you what's going on the outside there. And then there's I believe there's 6 lag screws from the other side. So you've got these two, I'm going to say they're carriage bolts, or that run through, so through bolted, I believe the term is called, or the terminology used. So 2 through bolts, and then 8 lag screws, or also known as, I think, coach bolts or coaching screws. So just put in lag, if you're wondering what that is, just put in lag screw and it'll come up as a hex head. So it's a screw with a hex head, and then it has a clear shaft and then a heavy gauge screw thread, come in various lengths. And I actually used 200mm lag screws for tent pegs when I was traveling across Australia. So yeah, here we go. Whilst we're down in here, we get to do some inspection as well. So you see where they've resined up here. Yeah, so this, there's a lot of work on this old chappy, but something I wanted to do for a long time is just work on my own thing, whether it was a car, right, and then it became a boat, and then my van. I built my own custom camper van, and down in here, I mean, all considering, looks like there's some spores happening down in there. You know, all considering, normal wear and tear for the age of this boat, I think I'm doing pretty good. It's just going to be a matter of where it's really needed, replace the wood. Where it's really needed, put in a new bolt, put in a new screw, put in a new piece of deck, do some caulking, do some silicone work, you know. These old hardwood floorboards. And because of all the rain that we've had, because I can, oh look, there's a treble hook down there. I could smell fresh water in the bilge. You know, anyone who's a savvy boater or wouldn't, or just knows what it smells like, fresh water and wood that's been sitting. It's got a smell, right? So I'm a little, not paranoid, maybe a little anxious about that, like just the smell. But the good thing, I'm up on the slipway, and you're welcome to contribute to any methods, right? Anything that you may have done in a similar situation. Let me get around. In regards to having an old wooden boat up on a slip, cleaning out the bilge and trying to wash out. So my approach is simply going to be getting buckets of water. I'll set up a little crane and a pulley. I'm just going to pull out buckets of salt water and just dump buckets and buckets and buckets of salt water. Or the other idea, I mean, it's its own little project. Let's see if this old pump works. And get this old pump working. And then we'll use it, obviously we'll use this hose. It's intake and outlet. So there's a fair length of that hose. And when they had this, as you can see, they had garden hose on this end. And so I can always put a garden hose, just go get a cheap garden hose. We'll put that pipe out there, but maybe we'll use an old oyster bag and make a cylinder, some type of screen. Pump the water up through the hose and just hose this bilge out with a whole bunch of salt water, and that may help rinse out. Watch me head on that thing. The amount of times I knocked my head on that beam. I tell ya. And because we're on quite the angle, and I can see where the water's. That's the other thing I'm actually pretty surprised, is the seeping. Like, it's seeping out of the seams, but to me that just, I think that's just a normal thing with the wooden boat, where the water's been sitting in the seams or in the caulking, and so it's seeping. But you can see where it's seeping quite prominently in a vertical way, where you go, okay, that's water coming out from the bilge. And so yeah, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that, you know. Right. I'm not going to be drilling any holes. I was thinking I was just pump the water in, fill it up, pump the bilge out, fill it up again, pump the bilge out, fill it up, pump it. Just do cycles of that while it's up on the slipway. And then when we're getting ready to paint, where it really needs, maybe I need to do a little extra caulking and then do some Sikaflex, I'll do that. But most of that work, that serious heavy work, will be for the next season, the next off season, or whatever, the next best season, I guess, on the hard. So that's our plan, right? So keep me accounted for that. That's part of why I'm doing this as well. I want people to go, hey mate, how you going with this? Oh, hey, thanks for reminding me. I've been slack. I've been caught up, because there's all these little projects, right? And it's about creating a sequence of it all, and then out of that sequence, where is the priority? And then I create a priority sequence. So that false bell stem is a biggie. We dropped the mast down. I didn't get any footage of that because, man, I was just so focused. It was a one-man show, and first time dropping a mast. I mean, it would have made a great little video, I reckon, but it would have been simple, and I just wanted to focus. I didn't want to be concerned with, oh, maybe I should change the camera or the angle, or I didn't want to be concerning myself with any of that. But I will run through what I will be doing is some type of whiteboard demonstration or drawing on a foolscap book, how I went about it. And once again, you're more than welcome to go, oh, I would have done it this way, so on and so. I'm okay. I'm open to that, because then I can go, you know what, that's a good idea. I'll put that in my inventory of how to next time it comes around. But I've got some plans on how I want to set this boat up for sailing options, and I'll just leave that there for the moment. So that's where we're up to. That's the update on the boat works with Sitting Pelican up on the Slipway. And we just got to chip away. We just do what we can do as we can do it, as it needs doing, with what I have. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a good little mantra to tell myself too. Hey, just do what you know you can do as it needs doing with what you have at hand. Because then that really just shuts down all of that future monkey chatter, if anyone is familiar with that. Going, oh, I need to do this, I need to, yeah, now I need to do that, just like I've sort of been sharing with you. Need to wash this out, I've got, oh, maybe I could get that pump, right. So all this thinking, even making this video and discussing, but people out there are curious, right? They're interested, and maybe you're in a similar position, and that's what I do. I'm looking on YouTube for someone who's maybe gone ahead of me in a similar position. And that's why I do my best just to keep the titles of these videos literal and honest, in perspective with, hey, this video is an update on Sitting Pelican, my old wooden boat, whilst we're up on the Slipway, removing the false bow stem, right? So you can see there's 2 carriage through bolts. And today I'm just getting the wire brush wheel, remove as much of that old paint as I can. I may need to remove a bit of the wood from that knee on the bow or inside, just so I can get a socket on that nut, and I've got an impact, and I'll put it on low torque, and I'll dig, 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 dig. And we just, like I said, just do what I know I can do as it needs doing with what I have at hand. And that's what I'm doing today, right? And then tidy up here and there. That might be what I do after I do that. Pull this carpet and underlay up, because I've got a feeling that there's probably moisture, and there's probably some of you there who are savvy going, that's a big no-no. You don't put carp. But I found that that's a bin dive score, and it looks good. And you know what it's like when this is my little floating castle, man. I want to be able to come in and have like a homeliness to it. It's a floating home, right? It's more than just an old wooden boat. My this is my floating home. And so on that note, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of this channel moving forward. In all sincerity, I truly appreciate that. So I just wanted to let you know it. Be good, be great. Keep doing good things. Just keep doing good things. Do what you can. Like I said, do what you can as you know that you can do it with what you have. I know a lot of older fellas here, you already know that, right? But sometimes we need a reminder. And so for any of the younger viewers that jump on, and you might be caught up with that monkey chatter with life and spending too much thought energy on what may not already be, right? And just sort of bring yourself back and go, you know what? Let me just do what I know I can do as it needs doing with what I have. So that's the catchphrase for the day. So Captain Kane signing out. On Wake Maritime, restoring the vessel, restoring the man. Yeah, keep on doing, huh? Keep on doing.